Knowledge is power. That's a saying out of the world. I've spoken about this saying before. Knowledge indeed enables you to do things you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. For example, if you want to bake cake, then you need to know if it's best for you to use baking soda or baking powder. Because if you don't know how cakes are made, you don't know how that all works, you may use baking soda while you really need the baking powder. And the result will be quite different if you use the wrong ingredient or too much of the right ingredient. So knowing how baking works, having knowledge of baking, will empower you to bake things the right way, and the results will be great. If you want to start your own business, but you don't have a starting capital, let's say you find out that there is a special economic zone in your country where entrepreneurs can come and they get interest-free loans just to start a business for the export. Now you were not interested in export, but because you found out that this is a special economic zone, you did your research about export and you realized, hold on a minute. In China, via your Chinese friends, you figure out that in China there's this province where people really want products from your country. But most people are not aware of it. So you figure this out, you came with your business plan, and you asked for an interest-free loan, and you started export to that Chinese province, and you made a lot of money. You you became quite wealthy. And all the other people around you are thinking, how did he do that? You had foreknowledge. And this knowledge that you had that others were not aware of enables you to do and get far ahead. Now, in the world, people in general don't really want knowledge, just want to be left alone, they want things to work out. That's why a lot of people fail at life. But pagans are the advanced worldlings that want knowledge. Pagans know how energy fields operate and that human history is a cycle that repeats itself. So pagans, they make use of the spiritual cycles of the world to get ahead in life. Pagans know how the human brain operates, so they know how a lot of people think. They know how a lot of people process things. So when they, for example, when a pagan wants to find a spouse, he knows how the female brain operates, so he knows um, how to say, to catch a female, to say it roughly. While other guys out there follow what Hollywood tells them and keep on feeling over and over again. So knowledge is power. That's what the world is telling you. And it's factual. But it depends on what knowledge you have. If you have a dark knowledge, it will be power, but that power that you have will afflict you later on. Those that follow Christ, we have Christ-centered knowledge, because we know that the center of heaven and earth is Christ himself. Knowledge is knowing how things work. So because we have Christ-centered knowledge, we know that everything revolves around Christ, and that eventually every knee will bow down and every tongue will confess that he is Lord. So having this knowledge gives us a far exceeding advantage above pagans and other worldlings. I'm telling you, believer, if you lack proper knowledge in this life, you will face many unnecessary dangers and you may even die before your time. If you don't know how violent people operate, that they are just toxic relief seekers, that they are addicted to control, if you don't know how violent people are psychologically, you may provoke one without you being aware of it and you end up being attacked. If you don't know how to shut down demonic forces, you may end up fighting a demonic force without you being aware of it and you are drained. So, having knowledge is quite important. If you have to invest in one area of your life, invest in gaining Christ-centered knowledge. Christ-centered knowledge will benefit you in every situation. And let me tell you one more thing. Christ-centered knowledge will purify you of the lies of the world because it gives you an expected end. It gives you something to look out for. Why? Because Christ will resurrect everyone from the dead that passed away, so you know that eventually you'll be alive. So the fear of death will have no grip on you because you're knowledgeable that you'll be resurrected. So you won't think, oh, one day I'm going to die. You'll think, oh, one day I'm going to be resurrected. So because your mindset is, one day I'll be resurrected, your attitude in life is more joyful than pagans and worldlings in general. Why? Because you know you'll be resurrected. You know that physical death is not final. And because of that, you have more joy and you're more motivated to be ambitious in the here and now. And because of that, you have more impact in the here and now. So Christ-centered knowledge is quite important. I'm telling you, believer, without knowledge, you won't get anywhere in this life. And here's the thing, that knowledge reveals unto you that you are a vulnerable creature and you need spiritual aid. Pagans, they know they need spiritual aid. That's why they go to the paranormal, thinking that they're worshiping nature gods or whatever. They're being deceived. Some pagans know they're worshiping demons, but there's a small percentage. Because many pagans, when they figure out these demons are worshiping, they're turning to Christ. And anyway, when you walk by faith, I'm telling you, you far exceed pagans and worldlings as well as the governments of this world. In the Old Testament, you have this book of Ecclesiastes, in which this bitter old king says that he has seen in his life that the fastest people don't win the race, the wisest don't win the bread. So he's actually saying that the most obvious people that should win often don't win in life. And he says that time and chance befalls them all. What does it mean with time and chance? Time refers to cycles. Chance refers to those who are knowledgeable about cycles. So that author did not say that coincidence happens to everyone that wins in life, because there is no such thing as coincidence. He says time and chance. Time refers to the cycles, and chance refers to the knowledge of the cycles and how to take advantage of them. So what this man, Solomon, revealed was that in the world, pagans take advantage of their spiritual knowledge to get things to happen in their favor. So you can have a business somewhere, and that business sells coffee. It's not even the best coffee there is. The coffee doesn't even taste that good. Yet, that business has customers all the time. You know why? Because that business is charmed. All the people that work there are also pagan. So you have witches and warlocks that work there that have charms that cause people to feel comfortable around them. They know how to psychologically trick people into liking them. So because all of this is happening at that business has far more customers. Some people go there, they even buy coffee they don't even like just because they like coming over there. That business owner has knowledge of how the human mind operates, how the human brain processes things, and he has knowledge of economics, so he has knowledge, and that's why he's causing things to happen in his favor. You have more expensive and more professional coffee shops around, and they are losing customers because of this one pagan guy who practices his knowledge. So he's using time and chance to get things in his favor. That's what happens in the world. Or you may have this, um, how to say it? You may have this uh, girl, or this young woman. She is never in trouble. Why? Because her inner radar works quite well and she's very sensitive to her intuition. So anytime she senses that contention is building up or a bad atmosphere is unfolding, she's gone. Because she has knowledge that once people escalate, it's over. She knows that people often don't want to work on solutions, the people just want relief. She knows about worldlings, so she is gone anytime she senses things getting bad. So other people are thinking, whoa, this woman is lucky. No, it's not coincidence. She is using time and chance in her favor. Or you may have this guy who never gets visits from debt collectors. He has many credit card debts. He has a student loan that's not paid. He has many of such stuff. But despite that, he lives at peace in his own house and never do debt collectors or bailiffs harass him. You know why? Because he knows that those bailiffs work with demonic powers. So he's now using a diversion spell that causes all those bailiffs to get lost, to get confused when they're on their way to him. And those bailiffs know that he knows that they are using the paranormal. And they know that he's a pagan too. So they know that he can fight them. So that's why those bailiffs think, you know what, we don't want to get into a fight with this because he can go very far and we don't know how far he's willing to go. So they leave him alone. He is using time and chance in his favor. This is something pagans do daily. And we know that charms expire. And that charms are like time bombs. Nevertheless, they work. And pagans get ahead in life by using charms. So why is it that believers with the Holy Spirit tend to remain stuck for years? This shouldn't be so. If pagans are using time and chance in their favor, now we should use the power that God has given us in the Holy Spirit in our favor. And the power of the Holy Spirit that we have inside of us exceeds time and chance. Believers, walk in your power. Be at peace.